The Curve celebrates its 5th year in style.
It's built itself into a real kind of community centre.
It's really diverse and the things they put on are really exciting, so we do come here quite often.
Really has helped put Leicester on the map and certainly was enormously important when we were doing our City of Culture bid. And it's wonderful to think that while we may not be City of Culture, we do have the Curve.
It's everybody's success, I think.
It was opened on December the 4th, 2008 by Her Majesty the Queen, who was treated to a flavour of things to come. But you have to travel further back to learn how this theatre came to be. Back in 2001, most agreed that parts of Leicester were in desperate need of regeneration. Artistic director Paul Kerrison was involved in this mammoth project from the start.
I was the artistic director of the old Haymarket Theatre in those days, so I was very privileged to be involved in all those first discussions about what sort of theatre, and if you're going to have a theatre, you didn't want the same kind of theatre that we had before. And even right up to the last minute, there was it wasn't absolutely definite that people were going to take the risk and build Curve. So even though the plans had been made and the design and everything else, it was a real struggle in some quarters to get it through. And yes, it did come out over budget, and all those sorts of things can make you feel, was it worth it? For me, of course, it was worth every penny.
So the story of Curve hasn't always been a smooth one. Chief Executive Fiona Allen arrived at the theatre in 2011.
When I started here 2 years ago, we were still battling public perception. I think there was still a feeling that people remembered the fact that Curve had cost a lot of money. There was some negativity still in the local media around public perception that Curve had been a not very well managed project. And I guess I took that as the challenge of coming in as a chief executive, was how you could really turn around popular opinion.
Over the last 2 years, the team has been working closer than ever with the community directly. Setting up community projects, giving free performances and pushing its commitment to introduce young people in Leicester to the arts.
It's really to get people from a very early age to have an experience of theatre, and that's important for a couple of levels. If you start taking part in culture at an early age, you're likely to continue that for your adult life. But also other things. There are studies that show that if you participate in culture, say in your very early years, you're multiple times more likely to go to university, for example. So there's something about culture and education that's a really positive force, and we really see it as part of our social responsibility to be giving that to the people of Leicester.
So can everybody just be in a line back there?
We are now attracting a lot of young people that have never experienced theatre before. They're involved in our Curve Young Company or our community musicals. We just recently did Sweeney Todd. The local talent, that this stage that we're sat on now, the platform for local talent that Curve is achieving, that's the future. It's the future audiences and it's the future talent, and that for me is heartwarming to see. So of course it's about full houses and musicals and plays and whatever, but really my biggest thrill is to see the local talent having this place to really fly with nurturing their skills.
Keep that passing going.
As well as shows with the youth theatre, Curve has a commitment to helping young local artists and performers into the industry with the Young Arts Entrepreneur Scheme.
It's a 3-year programme that's being developed here at Curve for young people aged 16 to 26, and it's an opportunity for them to come to us with an idea, a creative idea, and it could be with dance, theatre, performance arts, poets, spoken words, hip hop, that is all kinds. So, and they bring an idea to us, and then we give them 12 months of funding and support and training and mentorship to help turn those ideas and those creative ideas into an enterprise. You know, I'd say there's been a fair few thousand people that have had a kind of the benefit of these young people and their projects, really.
Since opening, Curve has also worked with more than 4,000 school children around the city, visiting more than 160 schools. Trying to reach as many people as possible in the city is a huge challenge for the theatre, but it's one it's embracing, even when times are tough.
You've got to be one step ahead of the game in an economic recession, and I know a lot of theatres are finding it extremely difficult. Touch wood, Curve, because I think we present a really genuinely diverse programme for what is a fantastically, excitingly diverse cosmopolitan city. If you do that and you put on different things, dance, circus, something genuinely for everybody's taste, you will be packed out.
We're trying to create a model of theatre in the 21st century in a very plural city. And theatre doesn't necessarily have cultural relevance across all of Leicester's different communities. And our challenge is how to acknowledge that and how to work with different communities to create something that's relevant for them. Because going to see a play, for example, isn't something that everyone wants to do.
Broadway, how great you are. That's why Curve continues to push the limits of theatre. Traditional theatre performances are being mixed with modern ideas and techniques to reach as many people as possible in the city. The flexibility of this space helps to fulfil that mission, and Curve has already been recognised for the work.
And accessibility in its broadest sense is at the heart of everything that we try to do here at Curve. So from physically getting in and around the building, to our pricing policies, to how we work with communities, both in the community and here in Curve, to trying to offer, you know, sort of allergy friendly recipes at the cafe. Everything that we do is about accessibility.
Curve's co-productions have seen some locally produced shows leave the city and go on to global success. Desh is one of those stories.
Our very own Akram Khan, who we created at Curve his recent production of Desh that went to London and is now going all the way around the world and won the Olivier Award. So for me, that's a very good example of working in different genres with the best quality people.
It's really nice to be in good atmosphere, and the Curve theatre is incredible. Technically, it's brilliant, and I love the technicians here. I'm completely, I'd steal them if I could. They're great. They're really supportive, and I'm really enjoying it because I studied here at De Montfort University in Leicester, so I have good memories.
You expecting company? No.
Curve is no stranger to famous faces. And the best in the business are attracted to Leicester thanks to the theatre.
Vanquish Peter Pan.
Harvey Weinstein opened Finding Neverland right here in 2012.
Name a policeman at your command.
This theatre is wonderful, the Curve Theatre. It's got all technical marvels that we can do big things and bring pirate ships on stage and cars and fly people, and you can't do that in a lot of regional theatres. That's why this is such a special building and such a special time.
So, it's been an amazing 5-year journey for the theatre and all who've performed here. But now it's time to celebrate and, of course, to look ahead to the future.
Well, it was very important for the 5th birthday to get a show. Sometimes it's difficult to get the rights for musicals, especially a good one like Chicago. But I was able to pull a few strings, and the theatre was allowed to do this amazingly famous, successful show. We've done it our own way, so it was a perfect choice. I think now, 5 years down the line, the audiences have grown to love Curve, and I never hear any remarks that are negative at all. It's all positive.